This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, welcome to Kingdom Death Wednesday. Today, instead of going in and building the gambler's chest right away, I wanted to kind of start working on some of the stuff that I've already had that I haven't done yet. Today I'm going to show you how to do the Dung Beetle Knight in case you have some problems. This is these kits are a little bit more advanced than your regular throw things together. You get tons of great stuff in here. There's just some fantastic models. As you can see, I'm already done with it because, well, basically I tape the middle part first and then I do the intro, outro afterwards. But you're going to get plenty of gear and all this other stuff. You're going to get 2 survivors with it, which really is great. These expansions are fantastic because they just continue this unbelievable story that you create. You know, it's about survival and stuff like that. The models are just so unique and fantastic. I mean, how could you not love some of this stuff? We're going to go down. I'm going to show you how to build the Dung Beetle Knight, and then we'll come up on top on the other side, and we'll talk a little bit more what we got going on. Now, what I do hope is that this helps you out, because this is just... Again, there's just so much here, and it's just so glorious. And one of the biggest complaints is not to have a manual for this. You're going to get a ton of cards that you're going to add into what is already a tremendous experience that is. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you. I cut out the dung ball already, and this one's just real easy. I mean, it's just as Mickey Mouse as it gets. It's just, getting some of this. Make sure you trim it up nice, okay? You're going to put this together, okay? And, like I said, one of the biggest complaints is there's no rules how to put this together. So I'm just going to do, and put this together. What I suggest you do is you get yourself, like, your iPad or something. And there's also this base here, which it goes in very easily. These models are just absolutely superb. I mean, just done superbly. Okay, and boom, there is your piece of terrain. Now we're going to put the Dung Beetle together himself, the Dung Beetle Knight, excuse me, maybe we'll even mess around with some of these figures that we could put together. But there is online, if you go to Kingdom Death Monster, they have the rules for it. I'm going to show you how to do it. And maybe it's easier if you just see it and see where the parts are, and I'll cut them out and go as I go. All right. All right, the first thing you want to do is you are going to want to clean these up a little bit, okay? Because when you cut them out, if you don't cut them close, they are going to, where the joints are, it's actually where some things have to go. Like on the bottom here, you got to clean this up down here, because if you got even a little bit of a sprue there, it's going to be a problem for when you try to put these legs on. The legs, you're going to want to make sure that you cut them out in the right way, okay? And you could tell because this one has more of a point on it. So that's going to be your left leg, and then you're going to put on your left leg, okay? Make sure you clean up these joints, also here, and here. So it goes on smooth when you put the glue on. So I put this together. I'm going to clean this up a little bit more, and then I'm going to glue these 2 in, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what's next. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on this breastplate. You got to be patient with these legs and make sure that they're cleaned up really properly. This is definitely not a beginner's type of model, but if you take your time, you're going to be fine. You're going to put the breastplate right here. Piece of cake, boom, you're off and running. Okay. Make sure that's on there real good. All right, and you should be fine. Give enough time for these legs before you put them on the base and start going. You have a couple of different bases that you can use, of course, but this one is the one that I'm going to use. I'm going to use that and put that on there so we can jack it up real nice. And then you're going to want to make sure that the bottoms here are clear, but make sure that this is all dry and solid. Okay, now we're going to work on the upper body, the upper plate here. There's a couple pieces here. You want to make sure that they're all cleaned up real well. One thing I want to talk about right here is this hand, okay? Do not cut off the end of the hand thinking that you only need a certain part of it. You're going to want to make sure that you cut the whole hand off correctly. It is a tiny, tiny piece. Be smart in what you're doing here and make sure that you get it right. There's going to be a part that goes with the sword here, which we'll show you in a bit. And then again, make sure that you got to clean up these ends, because it's just not going to go in there very secure if you do not have this where you need it to be. All right, so we're going to start putting this together. The first piece is going to go in is this piece that's going to go into this upper part. Make sure that's cleaned up and goes in there very, very well. So here, what we did, I made sure that that's cleaned up properly. That's the most important part here, is making sure that you have the pieces that go together that were on the ends of these sprues that are cleaned up of that excess plastic. Next, this is going to go here, and then this is going to go in here, okay? And it's just a little bit, and you could turn it a little bit if you're uncertain, and you'll see that it goes in there very, very easily. These are fantastically done models. You're gonna know when it's in right, like right there, boom. Okay, that's exactly where we need it to be, and that's what we want to do here at this point. Whoops. Yeah, just don't do like I do all the time. Okay. You can see I got a little burr here. I want to make sure I clean that up and get that out of there. Have an X-Acto knife or something with you to make sure that you can get into some of these tight areas without losing any of the beautiful, beautiful work that they've done here. You know, and just easy. Don't cut yourself like I'm about to do. Okay, and just cut away there. File it down real nice. You'll get a beautiful result here. I'm going to put this other piece in, and then we'll come back. One thing I forgot to show you guys, because it doesn't show it that much, but if you read and I didn't read, you know, I'm looking at the pictures, you're going to put a little glue here, and then you are going to put a little horn here where his special purpose is. Okay, and you want to make sure that this again is cleaned up, that there's no burr in there. Like I have one right there, no problem. I'll just get it off. All right, there we go. And then boom, you're going to slip that piece right in there. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put these wings in, but there's a little thing in here that shows that you want to put a little paper there to kind of make sure that they lean forward a little bit. But I'll be honest with you, if you just take your time and get them in there and lean them a little bit forward like that and just hold it for a second, you shouldn't have a problem. It should be able to glue properly, and like I said, it seems to be working. I'm going to wait till this dries, and then you want to make sure that there's good distance here and everything like that, because what you're going to do is you're going to take this body and you are going to fit it in right there, and we're going to start finishing this bad boy up. Then you're going to glue the torso in. You want to make sure you pre-fit it in to make sure that it's in there pretty good, and you should be all right. Just let it dry, make sure everything's trimmed up properly, and you're going to be all right. And finally, you're going to put the antennae all around. I got to adjust one of them here because it kind of slouched when I can, but gluing this onto the base, not a problem. This is not one of the, well, you know, they all take a little bit of skill here to put these together, but if you take your time and just follow the steps, make sure everything fits properly before you glue it, I think you'll be fine with this. This is the Dung Beetle, and of course it's the dung thing or whatever the heck it is. There is just so much with this, and I can't wait to paint this up. You're going to get a ton of new cards with it, which I can't wait to mess around with. We're going to have more heroes with their armor once they get defeated. You're going to get the whole book in here that comes with, of course, another whole story, which is just fantastic. This is just an immerse game that just does so many things differently than anything I've ever seen. And just a lot of fun coming. I can't wait to get to this part. But you know, I figured I would show this. You know, everybody's doing the gambler's chest right now, but for me, I kind of want to really get going in this and get this where we want to get it and get all these supplements. I'm going to show you how to store this stuff. This, of course, goes into the main box, but you want to protect your models because they are beautiful, and they just have so much, so much. All right, so until next time, my dear friends, let's go up top and get on out of here. For time's sake, I didn't do the survivors, but the survivors are very, very easy. You get a couple of survivors in there, and you know, as you start fighting different things and putting different armors and stuff like that on, you're going to be building different survivors, so you kind of just grow those survivors as they go. A lot of people die, a lot of people live, and stuff like that, but I will tell you this much. This is probably one of the most unique games out there. No wonder why it has such an unbelievable cult following. We will be doing a painting video on I'll do a couple of expansions at a time because I want to keep them condensed. I don't want to have an hour long how to paint a dung beetle. I want to go over the basics of what I do. I'm not, I'm not, because of my arm, I'm not as good as I used to be, but there's a lot of you out there that are Kingdom Death Monster fans that put this stuff together, and maybe you're looking for a quick way to, to really try to get this to add a little color to your or immersion into your game by painting. I'll show you what I do, and then maybe that'll be an easy way to kind of help you through. There'll be more and more Kingdom Death Monster videos as we go. We will continue this on. It's going to go bi-weekly with a couple of things that we have going on. Last week you guys saw Shadows of Brimstone. Now we come back with Kingdom Death Monster. Next week I got a surprise coming down the line, like I said, so we will be consistent on Wednesdays. I may add another day, may take Wednesdays and Thursdays as things start to slow down after the Gen Con rush of videos that I have to put out. Only one guy, folks. I will probably take and have a Shadows of Brimstone / mystery project coming up, and then a Kingdom Death Monster. Depending on what I'm doing, I'll switch off between those and try to keep things bi-weekly and consistent. And that's what I'm really trying to strive to do, is consistency. So I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.